Greetings to you, my lovely viewers. We're glad to be back with you on our amazing, inspiring show, HIRA with Ruby Gyang. My name is Ruby Gyang, and I'm your host. This is a new episode with vibrant and audacious guests and performers that will inform and entertain you to your delight. We hope you stick with us for a fun time on HIRA with Ruby Gyang. See you in a bit.
Come on, and it's time to gist.
Addressing the prevailing narrative, challenges facing women in the North are undeniably significant. In the Northwest, the most recent National Demographic and Health Survey puts the literacy rate of women at 21%, compared to the national rate of women at 51%. These figures are even more acute at the state level, where northern states like Katsina and Sokoto stand at 5% and 9% respectively. On maternal health, the Northeast Zone has the highest maternal mortality and morbidity rates in the country, an almost tenfold difference compared to the Southwest Zone. Practices such as purdah or seclusion, kulle in Hausa, that determines the extent of women's visibility and mobility in public spaces are also a key part of the prevailing narrative. However, there is a need to go beyond statistical perspectives and their associated sociocultural explanations. For example, even within the predominantly home-based nature of their productivity, women are active and major contributors to the informal economy that the sub-region depends on. The prevailing narrative of northern women is bound within a language too reliant on the measurability of statistics that highlight the changes, but are unable to explore the potential and possibilities. Economic rights are something integral to our society, something that the typical northern woman is immensely desirous of and needs. There have been so many cases in court where a woman is supported in reporting her husband for not returning money he borrowed from her. The challenges of women in the North are indeed great and in need of focus, resources, and commitment. However, in the complex and sensitive landscape of Nigeria's northern states, the necessary mantra that change must be led and owned by northern Nigerian women themselves has never been more critical. Today, we're discussing on changing the narratives of northern women. The women in northern Nigeria are considered to be under a feisty patriarchal influence and system more than any other region in Nigeria. The disparity in the literacy rate between men and women has been very wide for a long time. However, there's a new generation of women that want and demand for more than what the system is willing to allow them be. They are resilient and define norms to pursue their dreams and their goals. When we come back, we will meet these women. Stick with us. Leila Othman is a businesswoman, serial entrepreneur, and a philanthropist. She runs the L&N Interiors and chains of restaurants. She is also a social and political commentator, and she is what we call the Arewa sweetheart, loved and admired by many. Leila does a lot of charity work to less privileged people. Welcome to HIRA with Ruby Gyang.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
You have fantastic skin.
Ah,
You hear that all the time, Rabi? It's like,
all the time.
All the
time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dive right to it and ask this. You became popular on Facebook for speaking on issues. You know?
True.
Why?
Well, to start with, growing in the North, it's always very difficult to hear women say anything. I've always been this person right from childhood. I'm very straightforward. My dad groomed me as a boy. I always say that because I'm very close to him. So
Okay.
I was very vocal right from childhood, and it was so disturbing for me to see how much women are being subjected to things that we can do, but everybody tells us we can't.
Wow.
So I just started talking, and the more backlash I get, the more I want to say.
That is crazy. Most people run away when that happens.
Yeah, well, for me, I pick the few people
Okay.
within the comment section that are really using it to help themselves have a voice.
see.
So it's not about the people attacking.
Okay.
It's about the people learning. I really don't care how many attack.
Yeah.
If one person is going to learn, it's fine for me as far as I'm concerned.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible. So in terms of feedback, right, and the backlash, what were some of the things you heard, or maybe even beyond just social media? What was the effect, just in life?
Well, they would attack you in the point where you would feel it. I was married like 2 times, got divorced. The first thing all the
Hold
time.
on. Hold on.
First thing all the time is you're divorced. You can't stay in your husband's house.
Yes.
Those are the kind of things. And I'm
Okay.
like, well, it's not a crime. It's
Yeah.
even halal Islamically if I'm not content with where I am
Okay.
to leave. So just because you tell me I'm divorced doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about marriage or what's going
Wow.
to happen to
Okay.
women also. So attacking for me is a strength. You attack, it gives me the strength to do more.
Okay, you mentioned something. You said you talked about your dad. You talked about how he basically groomed you up to be a boy, or.
True.
But what I've found that there's a correlation between women who have very positive relationships with their fathers and audacity and courage and confidence. Was that your experience? Is that what kind of inspired you to have the courage to step out, or was it something else?
I would say that really helped because every woman needs someone, a male figure to like push you to do something. I believe in the northern Nigeria,
Okay.
it is either you have a supportive husband
Okay.
that will allow you
Yeah.
even reach to a point where people will see you, or a father or a brother.
Wow.
So I would say him being very close to me and
Yes.
letting me see that I can actually be anything I want,
Yes.
even though after some time it was a problem to him as well.
Well, you are
'Cause
doing
it's
the
like,
most.
this one is going out of. Yes, but
Yeah.
he gave me the wings, and
Okay.
I took it, and I think I overdid it, but yeah.
Layla, you dropped the bomb on me, okay? I didn't know you were divorced, and then on top of
Yeah.
that, twice. How, like, that takes a lot of courage, first and foremost, just in terms of the culture and the religion,
True.
right? Just that backing. Where did you get the strength, right, to do that? Because there's the narrative in terms of, like, if you're divorced, you're like, and then it happens twice, it's like, okay, then what's happening here?
True.
How did you just navigate that whole situation?
Well, I just said to you from
Yeah.
childhood,
Yeah.
I'm very strong-minded. If I don't like something, there's absolutely nothing that could stop me from
Yeah.
achieving what I want. So
Okay.
both men I married, I always give them this. They're good individuals
Yeah.
in their own way.
Okay.
But I think my character and my ambition was too much for
I
them
see.
to contain.
I
And
see.
I cannot be less for anybody.
I'm mind blown. I'm mind blown because I mean this is something you see in the West. You see women being able to say, "You know what, this is not working for me. I'm out." But then you're coming from a deeply cultural and religious,
Yeah.
place, and then you were able to do this. So, you got some experience in this. How can another girl, a woman in that situation, how can she navigate this same space? You're ambitious, and a lot of people they make it seem like ambition is a dirty word. So I checked the definition, and it says ambition is a strong desire to succeed. That's
Definitely.
all it is.
Definitely.
Right? So if you have a woman who has, single or married, that has a strong desire to succeed, but is kind of caged in, what would you say to her?
Well, first of all, women from the northern Nigeria need to be educated.
Oh,
You have to go through school. You have to be able to know what is right and what is wrong and where you need to pull yourself out of
Okay.
a situation. And equally, you have to be financially stable. Because I believe if both marriages of mine failed and I went back home, I would definitely have been married again. They have to learn to look for their own money.
Wow.
There's value in what you have.
Yeah.
And when you have yours, you know that you know your worth, you know what you can do. No one can manipulate you.
This is so interesting. So, based on this, how do you think northern women or girls are being held back?
Lack of education.
Okay.
They don't get the same opportunity as the male child, because in like a household where you usually have a lot of children, they prefer to take the male children to school than the female children.
Yes.
The moment you finish secondary school, you just get married.
Oh.
So at the age of 18, 19, you're already settled. You have like 6 children or 4 or 5 children. So your life is now short. Then at the end of the day, even if you want to leave, even if the environment is not suitable for you, you can't because you're not educated.
Yeah.
You don't have any business idea.
Yes.
You don't have parents probably at that time, they're late.
Wow.
So you know nothing.
You're
You
on
have
your
to,
own.
you don't have a choice than to stay in those toxic environments. So it's very difficult unless you're lucky enough to either be educated or be vast in any type of business. Because a lot of men have already realized that when a woman is successful, she is powerful. You can't control her the way you want to. Control is relative. There's a difference between submission and control.
Okay.
And
What's the
even
difference, please?
even independent women
Yeah.
could be submissive. Just learn how to live with each other
Yeah.
and respect each other's values.
So Leila, thank you for just your willingness to be open and to share your story. It's really, I know so many ladies are watching and being inspired. I also feel like some men are listening and saying, you know what, maybe we need to rethink a few things,
I hope so.
right? So right about now, we're going to go on a short break. Stay tuned because Leila is here dropping the goods. All right. See you soon. And we are back. I'm still talking with our guest, Leila Othman, and it's just a fun, inspiring, educative time. So, Leila, one thing we do is we go out and sample, the opinions of the public on the topics we're discussing.
Definitely.
So right now we're going to go and check out Pipa. She's on the streets, and she's going to find out just the narratives of women in northern Nigeria. Sure. Let's check it out.
Hello guys, welcome to a fantastic episode of HIRA Streets. My name is Pipa, and on today's episode we're talking about the narratives we hear about the Nigerian northern woman. Okay, so right now I am at Maitama and we're about to get into the minds of the people. Kuzomuche, let's talk in HIRA Streets.
They don't value education when it comes to their female gender.
They lack patience, and then they are uncultured, which is all not true.
And that we're uneducated.
I'm from the Connaught. I have 12 siblings that are women, and all of them are graduates. Some are doctors, some are judges. My wife is from Connaught, and she's a lawyer. So that narrative is not true.
We actually enjoy going to school. A lot of us go to school.
And anyone that is educated, as in they are very, very good.
And not just secondary school, we actually advance up to the master's level.
Most women don't have a say in their family, in the Connaught, because mostly they're married to one person that controls them, or in the parent house that controls them.
Some of the Muslim households, they don't let their women work. But for the non-Muslims, they let them work, they let them advance as high as they want to go.
Early marriage has really affected women, because you see, even before she knows herself, she has been tied to one man that controls her life.
Like if they're having troubles in their marriages, they don't let them speak out.
You see a female child on the street hawking. You understand? Instead of her to be in the school, she will be hawking. Why? Because the parents encourage that.
Tomutane, now we've come to the end of today's episode and we've heard the people of Maitama speak. And you at home or wherever you might be can join us on this topic. Okay, what you can do is just quickly go to our socials at HIRA with Ruby Gyang and let's get talking. So till I catch you next time, I am out. This is HIRA Streets.
So Leila, what do you think? You know that guy that talked about, if you give women power, they will just go the whole 9 yards. What do you think?
Well, I keep saying this. This is something new for women. It's new for women. Just like when power was given to men from the beginning. They had time now to learn how to master power. But we're learning now.
Yeah.
So you don't expect something that is just given to us maybe 10, 15 years ago, then we master it. And up to today, we're not given the right power.
Yeah.
You see a room that is supposed to be a room for decision making, and then there's no woman inside.
Exactly.
So how do you tell us you give us power? And then who did you give power? What kind of woman did you give power? And in this current state, how many men have failed with power?
Exactly.
So why do you single out 1, 2 women and say
Yeah.
this? What about the 50 million men that have failed with power. So it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I have power. I have 371 staffs right now.
Wow.
And there's no day that end of the month on the 26th, all my staffs didn't get their salary paid.
That's incredible.
So for me to have that, give me the country.
Come on.
And see.
Come on.
Give me a state.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah.
And it's not just me. I've seen women with power. I've seen women do things that men cannot do.
Incredible.
And we're not saying we're
Men
better.
are better than women.
No, but we can do as well.
Absolutely.
We raised the men.
True.
The good men that are now in power and doing well, they've been raised by good women.
That's true.
And been fed by good wives.
That's true.
So you can't tell me we can't handle power.
Awesome perspective.
Yeah.
Awesome perspective. Leila, based on what you said, what is the concept of feminism to you?
It's just not equality, but being able to be allowed to be who we are.
Ability to choose.
Yes, to choose. Just a choice. If I want to be a housewife, I'm a housewife. If I want to work, I can work.
Yeah.
If I just want to be me, I can be me. No one should tell me how to breathe. But in some instincts, they tell you how to breathe.
The picture you present of another woman is like nothing I've ever seen, right? Which is just, I love it. But for the average northern woman, what does she look like now?
She looks like me. Yeah.
Okay.
You can work. You can have a family.
Yeah.
I have 3 adopted boys.
Leila.
I'm always with my family.
Yeah.
There's no one that would say they've seen me not with my family. I'm very successful in my business. As you mentioned, I do a lot of charity. So there's no restriction.
Okay.
Just because you're a woman, there's absolutely nothing that you can achieve.
We're talking about your sons, and how you're raising them. What is the mindset?
I'm actually raising them to be gentlemen. I keep telling people women have to change how they raise their sons.
Yes.
So I'm raising my sons to be like a girl's keeper and someone who sees a girl not as a competition or something to own, but mainly as a partner. And I make sure they cook, they clean their rooms.
Basic life skills.
Every single day. There's no luxury to being a man.
As much as this is an interview, we always try to make them feel like a master class where people sit down and learn from the expertise and the experience of people. Definitely. So this is awesome. Right now, we're going to go on a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Welcome back. We're still here talking with Leila Othman. So Leila, tell us about your business, what's going on.
Story of my life.
Yeah.
Well, I do so much, really. Even I know that. When I finished my university, came to Abuja for NYSC. I was like, okay, I don't want to go back to the north. I like this place. So I stayed and I started my interior designing company, L&N Interiors. It was just an up and down type of thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a new place, nobody knows you. I had to start from the scratch, begging people actually, practically to buy a piece of furniture. Some I even had to dash for them to see, for people to be able to see what we can do.
Yes.
Here we are today, 13 years after. We have an amazing factory. In between, I've always been a food lover. I've always wanted the northern cuisines. I love it more than anything. So I decided to open a restaurant.
Okay.
Started with 1, now we have about 3, I think.
All here in Abuja?
All here. No.
Okay.
2 are in Abuja and 1 is in Kano.
Incredible.
And we're about to open the one in Dubai this month, inshallah.
Come on.
So, because I like diversifying.
Yes.
And I like to keep all the money in house.
Yeah.
So as I'm doing the restaurant, I like to furnish it myself.
Of course.
Then I like to buy the food items from myself. So
you farm?
I went out of my way to get a farm.
Wow.
That's Almat Farms now. We do vegetables. I love nature. So we decided to start a small like a recreational area inside where people can come stay.
Okay.
There's a petting zoo. It's an amazing
That's here in
getaway
Abuja?
space. Yes, it's in
Okay.
Kuje.
Layla, you are awesome.
Thank you.
So right now we're gonna kind of lighten the mood a little bit. We're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
And what it is that we're gonna teach each other 3 words from our languages.
Okay.
So you go first while I think of my
Can
own.
you imagine?
Yes. You do one, I do one. We go back and forth. So I'm Tiv.
Okay. I'm Fulani.
All right. Can you speak Fulani well?
Not
do.
well, but
Same
I can
here.
get 3 words.
Let me not spoil. Let me not give my. Okay.
Let me
Okay.
teach you this. Say shede.
Shade.
It means money.
Money. Of course. That. Okay. Let me say
You're gonna lose this game.
pocho.
What is pocho?
It's a soup we make.
Pocho?
Yes, pepper. It's like not a stew, a sauce, a pepper sauce.
Okay.
It's pepper, it's onions, it's the dawa, it's a lot
Pocho.
of meat. It's fantastic. Pocho.
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 Pocho. I'll definitely have it in the restaurant.
Yes,
Give me the
it's so
recipe.
good. I'll hook you up. It's so anybody that eats it cannot stop.
Okay.
And anybody can make it. It's
Pocho.
fantastic. Pocho.
Okay.
All right.
So let me see. Ugh. I'm too bad in this. I tell you.
Just take the easy stuff. Don't even overthink it.
Miyidima. Miyidima means I like you.
Miidima.
Miyidima.
Miidima.
Yes. Miyidima.
Miidima. Sorry. I like you.
I like
Okay,
you.
fantastic.
Yes.
Let me see. Be.
Why is your own so short? Like two words.
Yes, be. So
Be.
it's be.
How do you spell it?
I don't know, but what it is, it's camel made out of millet,
Seriously.
but thick and
Why
fermented.
is your own all food?
Because they're the easy ones. I mean, thinking that I'm worried that they'll say I've spoiled it, but it's easy. It's really nice as well, and we eat it with our own version of moi moi.
Yeah.
It's made like what's the ones you remind make with the leaf, but we call it akpukpa. That's my third word.
Akpukpa.
Akpukpa.
Okay.
Akpukpa. So it's like moi moi but with the leaves, but it tastes different from the Yoruba one. So
Okay.
akpukpa. That's your third word. Yeah. So
Is that the third word?
that's my third word. I'm done. You go.
Say bernde.
What? Say
I must win this game.
bell. Yeah. Okay, say it again.
Bellere.
Bellere.
No.
Bellere.
It's be.
Be. Bellere.
Bellere bernde.
Nyagr.
I'm
done.
There's this fat between the heart
Okay.
and the skin. It's called bellere
Of
bernde.
all words.
Yes.
Of all. This is like I have to win.
Yes.
Oh my
thank
goodness,
you.
Layla, you have been a fabulous guest.
Appreciate it.
This has been a truly fun interview, but so epic, really. But like we always try to do, we make it educative, entertaining, inspiring, and you have done that and then some. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on here with
Appreciate
Gyang.
it.
We look forward to having you again sometime soon.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Thank you.
We know you're going to go and just dominate the
Yes.
world. I will be here
Be president.
cheering you on. Do it. Do it. I'll vote you. I definitely will vote you.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has been informative, educative, and entertaining. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Help me tell somebody. Yeah, yeah. So as I step in at the place, I face lit up cause them they give him all the praise. We dance lifted in adoration to my God, oh. Cause you know they for my hand, oh. Yeah. So I go tell it to the world. Anywhere I go, say now you be my boss. And now I know they lose that, oh. If you never hear, now wait till you get. I beg you, hear me tell somebody. Somebody we know somebody. Somebody we go tell everybody. Say my God, he good, oh. I beg you, hear me tell somebody. Somebody we know somebody. Somebody we go tell everybody. Say my God, he good, oh. Hey, hey. gonna spread the name of Jesus.
Worship, that was a fantastic performance.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel after?
I feel amazing. I mean, it's my thing, so yeah.
Okay. Ding in the glasses too. You know, when we're talking offline, right? You said something. You said that you love Afro beats. That's not something I hear a lot of like female artists say. Like, I love Afro beats.
Exactly.
Why?
Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I won't say I'm stubborn, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a ginger person. Like,
Yes.
At all moments. I mean, so I like the groove, carry your crowd along, put it dancing, vibing, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it. That's me.
You know, there's also something you said. You talked about making wholesome music. Why is that so important to you? Especially when the other, like, vulgar music sells more. Why is wholesome music more important to you?
Okay, so for me, I mean, what everybody's doing is not actually the right thing, right? So my norms, I don't like vulgar.
Yeah.
I be pastor picking.
Oh, I see.
Apart from that, I'm a Jesus girl. So, I mean, the message I give to the crowd,
Yeah.
for me, that's what matters.
So your values the
yeah.
inform
I
the
don't
kind of
do-
music
no,
that you do.
Vulgar's way out of my line.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. So if people want to find you on social media and if they want to hear your music, let the people know what they need to do and where they need to go.
Okay, everybody, you can follow me on Instagram at Official Worship Yakubu. I repeat, Official Worship Yakubu. On Facebook, you can get me at Dulo Yakubu. YouTube,
Can you spell that?
Dulo Yakubu. Yes,
Okay.
Dulo Yakubu. On YouTube, Worship Yakubu. On Twitter, Worship Yakubu. And to get that song, you
Yeah.
can go on Spotify, go on YouTube Music, go
Apple.
on Audio Mac, Apple
It's
Music,
everywhere.
iTunes, come on, everywhere.
Okay, well, you've heard it. Go check out her music. Go check out her social media. All right?
And tell somebody.
Tell somebody,
Tell
your friends,
somebody.
your neighbors,
Do not
everybody.
forget to tell somebody or else I'm coming for you.
All right, you've heard her.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thank you so
Thank you for
much.
coming.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, today's episode was phenomenal. We saw a woman who was not afraid to shake the table, scatter boundaries and create a fantastic life. I have to say thank you to Leila Othman. Thank you to Worship for the beautiful performance. Thank you to our sponsors, Worthy and How Foundation, for helping us put this together. Last and certainly not the least, thank you, our viewers, because without you, this would not be possible. So stay with us. We'll see you at the next episode.